it's Hannah, the face behind Hannah to Be Art. Today I wanted to make a video all about starting out as a digital artist and kind of like a landing place for a few helpful tips and what I wish I would have known starting out on Procreate. For starters, equipment wise, I do have an iPad Air, and I believe this case was from Amazon, just have a few stickers on it. Hannah to Be Art right down here. And then I have the first generation Apple Pencil. It charges in the bottoms. It also comes with a little adapter that you can plug into a USB. One of the things I really struggled with when first wanting to buy an iPad was the fact that everyone that I follow on Instagram had the iPad Pro, which is a little bit more expensive than the iPad Air, and I was like not fully sold on doing it yet. I was very grateful for the people that were very helpful at Best Buy, and they told me that they have met digital artists before, and the iPad Air and first gen pencil goes perfectly, and it's a little bit less expensive especially if you're just starting out. So we're gonna open up Procreate over here on my iPad. My wallpaper is from Sam Does Art's Patreon. I will link his Instagram in my description. One of the biggest tips that I can give anybody in digital art is flipping the canvas horizontally to notice proportional mistakes. Drawing digitally, this is something that I always do in the sketching phase before I color it, just to make sure that everything looks right. All right, here's a fun part. I actually am gonna roast myself a little bit. This drawing is from 2019. It's one of the first outfit of my day drawings that I've done, and we're just gonna flip the canvas and see what's wrong with it. For starters, you can see that the left side of the face needs to be moved down and the right side needs to be moved up. The eyes are also in the wrong spot, so they're not really looking directly forward at all. This whole foot and leg needs to be moved in. It looks a little weird sticking out like that. The coloring of the skin and hair is really not great either. It looks just very washed out. I probably could have put thumbs in the pockets, or at least made it have somewhat of an illusion that I had hands in there instead of just rectangles going into pockets. Also, another thing that would have pushed this a little bit more is having some kind of wrinkle or folding in the clothes that looks very like boxy to me. Thighs do not look like that. I am not that small, and I think the legs just look a little bit too, I don't know, clunky. My second tip would be to learn how to use clipping masks. You can see here in this beach portrait, I simply add a clipping mask to the character's like layer, and it only allows me to color and draw within that layer. And this makes everything look a lot cleaner. It's so much easier, and it saves a whole lot of time when you're drawing. One of the examples I could find of this is in my Ray drawing I did back on May the 4th. You can see all of the clipping masks that I used in order to make this. I typically do a base layer of the skin and then just continuously add clipping masks on top of that until I kind of reach the image that I want to achieve. This piece was a little hard to find actually, because I tend to merge all of my layers together when I'm finished with a piece. I don't know really why. I think it's just for quality purposes maybe. You can see here in the drawing, you just simply like take two layers with your fingers and just smush them together, and that will merge them down. Or I believe if you click on them, you can click merge down in the little sidebar. This is another tool that I learned through Instagram live streams over quarantine, is the liquify tool. This tool is so amazing. When you're trying just to push or tweak like the small things about a drawing, it really helps out. Even with this recent drawing of Billie Eilish, I did use the liquify tool pretty frequently with this one, just to push and pull things, just to get the likeness of her more accurate. My first drawing that I ever posted of me drawing on Procreate is this Draw This in Your Style. I went through and I kind of circled and moved things that I thought looked horrible, which it does. So I turned the liquify tool on and I'm just pushing things around. I noticed the chin looks a little bit too pointy and weird. I noticed this eye is like out in outer space over here, so just push it down a little bit. Like this drawing for sure needs a lot more work than just the liquify tool, but just for example, it just helps tweak things to make them look better than they did. I hope you found this video helpful. I will pop up kind of like a little synopsis on the screen of what we talked about. If you like this video and you want to see more content from me, please consider subscribing here on YouTube or follow me over on Instagram. It is both just Hannah to Be Art, as usual. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for the support, and I will see you next time.
my phone. Now I'm glad you're gone, I'd rather be alone. So tell me